the Falcon does come in a metal version. It's a couple colors. They're like double the price. So if anyone wants one, we'll get one. We just haven't made
we can order them.
we haven't made the plunge to carry it regularly, but we're happy to order. We'll get you a quote if you want one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're interested, let us know.
The Vanishing Point's your everyday, all the time pen. You've had your oldest for 3 years. You can't pry it out of your hands. Someone else, I love my Vanishing Point since I got it. Yeah.
There's a lot of people that really like it a lot. The only complaint that we ever really hear about it is some people, because of the way they hold the Vanishing Point,
they don't like the clip.
They don't like that clip.
Do you know if the Con 50 converter can be taken apart? You got ink behind the piston on mine.
Yeah, it can. The one that I have here has ink in it, so...
And Tim's asking, who makes the Falcon? It's Namiki, which is Pilot. Pilot and Namiki, they're the same thing.
It's like the higher end. It's like Lexus and Toyota. You know?
It's the same thing. They came out with one line like 10 years ago to try to change their image, or it's the same thing. Pilot and Namiki.
Yeah, here's the Con 50 converter, which has ink in it. But this back part unscrews. The silver part, it just unscrews right off of there, and then you can pull the whole thing out and take it apart. I have a video on Ink Nouveau under the tips and tricks about how to do that with a universal converter, which is like the Pelican, converter, which is it's the standard international. You know, it's what the Edison pens have. It's what a lot of pens out there have. It's a little bit different, you know, dimensions, but the design is the same. You still unscrew that metal section and the whole thing comes apart. So it's pretty easy to clean out. So that's nice. And then it makes it easy. I'm actually a big fan of cartridge converter pens. You know, I've got the M800 here, and I have a couple other like lever and piston fill pens.
The Custom 74 is pretty cool.
Well, that is cool, yeah.
The button fill. That's the Con. What is it? The Con 70.
The Con 70.
I got a couple of those converters. I need to put them online.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the only people who buying are people who buying as replacements.
Right. Which actually, the replacement converters.
Have like a different color.
Yeah, it's a different color. Like, okay, so this is the converter for the Custom 74.
This is my favorite pen right now, by the way.
This is, yeah, it's a big converter.
I steal it all the time.
Yeah, so here's the converter, and it's a button fill. So it's got this little like rubber plunger here, which blocks it when you push it down. And then when you let it go, it draws ink up into the converter. So that's the way that this converter works. And it's pretty big too. It holds a lot of ink. But the only thing is that it's kind of hard to clean.
Did you, when you did your Custom 74 video, did you like show filling up with ink?
I didn't.
Someone's asking if you could do a video of that next time you ink it up.
Yeah, I had already had it inked up when I did that video. It was my first impression video.
So
this
is really
kind of
your
an
second
evolution.
first impression, or your first second impression?
Yeah, and I talked about that, but it was a kind of thing like, you know, I'd already inked it up, so I wasn't going to clean it out and pretend like it was a first impression.
Right.
So I just kind of went with it, and it was the pen that I just. It's the pen that kind of inspired me to do the first impression, because I was like,
moment brought to you by Gatorade.
I bought the pen kind of on a whim, and I just did it purely by inspiration, and that's kind of why I did the video too. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do with these first impression videos, is rather than be more informative and you know, I want to be correct in my information, but rather than be more detailed and retailer and we sell this pen, I wanted it to be more like, hey,
that's great.
Rachel.
They're talking about what flavor it was.
Trying to talk here. So, you know,
they're more interested in my Gatorade now.
Oh, if nobody's even paying attention, then why am I even talking?
Exactly.
I'm having a moment here. I'm trying to be serious.
Have a moment. Have your moment.
Okay, so rather than trying to be all retailer and sales-like, I'm trying to just enjoy the pens as a pen lover and talk about what strikes me with a pen on my first impression. That's the point of the videos. And you can go on and talk about your Gatorade now if you want.
I'm done.
Oh, okay. You just wanted to interrupt me, that's all.
Pretty much.
Gotcha. Okay. So anyway,
I was just thirsty. I needed to
if you guys have any suggestions or things that you like about the Falcon video, just post on the comments in that blog. You know, we got a good conversation going on there already. But you know, you can always just because it's not the blog that's at the top of the page, you know, it doesn't mean you can't go back and comment. And I get an email notice whenever there's a comment posted on any of our previous blog posts. So I always try and go back and respond to it and keep the conversation flowing about anything that's going on. So, you know.
Speaking of pens, you want to talk about the Hudson since we've used it a little more?
Yeah.
I've been using it a bunch. if you ordered this past week and you got a note written from me in Antietam, that was with this red Hudson. This
Yep.
has a medium
It's a
nib.
medium, right?
Nib. For me, we did a first impression. It was like just a quick little thing.
It was more of an unboxing.
I like writing with it, but I have to do it uncapped because capped it is way too back heavy for me, and it's just big. It's a really big pen. So for anyone who's, you know, a lot of people ask, you know, I'm looking at the Premier, I'm looking at the Hudson, you know, which one? This is it to me. It feels so much bigger than the Premier. I mean, the Premier looks similar, but like the weight, especially because of the tapered and the weight that brings, it's a totally different feel. The grip is pretty similar. You saw Brian Gray's shop today and saw the Hudson. That's awesome. Yeah, he mentioned you're like 5 minutes away from him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they look similar side by side. Like they're similar lengths and like they kind of are similar. You know, not
Oh, Brian's
diameter.
here. Hey, Brian.
Oh,
what's
hey,
up?
Brian. But to me, it feels a lot bigger. So for me, with smaller hands, if I were deciding between the two, I would go towards
She
the
likes
Premier.
Yeah.
Now I don't know how much you've used it versus the Premier.
I've used the Hudson as well. For me, it's comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
It is a larger pen.
Do you post it?
I you know it's funny. I was just thinking about this today. I have been like a serial non-poster for the last year or so.
I enjoy posting, except when it's too heavy.
I have not posted like any pen, even really light pens and really, you know, where it's not back heavy. I haven't posted, but recently I've kind of been digging it. Like, I don't know. I've just been I've liked the posting thing.
So you like the Hudson posted?
You know, I haven't found it to be.
Because you have bigger hands, as we
said.
You don't have circuits-free hands, but you have big hands.
So for me to write, I mean, this is a big pen. I'm not gonna lie. And when I write with it, it's not obtrusive to me. It's not like it weighs it down so much that it's not comfortable for me.
Yeah.
But then I'm not writing for extended periods of time. I might write for, you know, maybe 5 to 10 minutes at a time. If I was writing a novel, you know, maybe I would not post it.
Or even for me, like, you know, if I sign like 50 invoices at a time or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or, well, meanwhile, I'm fighting off Joseph, who's trying to grab my pen the whole time. And,
yeah.
You know.
I don't know, like lately for me, I've just been, maybe I'm holding my pen differently now than I was a year ago. But to me, you know, well, you know me, I hold my pen, like Rachel holds her pens at a pretty steep angle.
Mine are more upright because, you know, we talked this whole thing where your middle finger goes.
Mm-hmm.
And I use 4 fingers and use 3 and that sort of thing.
Yeah, but me, I really lay the pen down while I write. So my pen is like maybe at like a 20-degree angle while I'm writing. It's really
like,
low.
Yeah, it's like probably how I would write.
Yeah, but I write more like that. So
yeah,
like,
you see, like
it's a really, you know, Rachel and I have sat there and like looked at the difference. Just, you know, even with the same pen, same ink, same paper, just the way that we hold our pens,
the ink looks totally different.
And the pressure that the two of us write with, I tend to use more pressure than she does. You know, it just makes the ink look totally different, which is it's kind of frustrating, but also really kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm working on trying to get my angle lower because I like how the ink looks with you better because
it gets better.
Wetter. Yeah, it's wetter, it gets better flow, it comes out more saturated.
Yeah, maybe that's why I've adapted that way. Is over time I've found that that's how it gets wetter, and I've kind of adapted.
Well, I'm only just getting into these more than you've been doing.
Yeah, I've got a lot more practical experience.
And yeah, the 4 fingers versus the 3 where you're just kind of resting. I know.
Yeah. But you know, so for me,
so talking about the Hudson here.
I've been switching back and forth between the Hudson and the Premier. I actually like them both. You know, I've got bigger hands, and the thing that I usually don't like about smaller pens is how short they are. Like, I don't know if I really have any short pens. I tend to not have short pens in my personal collection because I don't like writing with them. But
like a Coeco Sport.
Yeah, that is way too short for me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like pens that short. So it's you know, if the pen is long enough, then it's okay for me. Which usually, if you post it, then you're okay, and it's long.
So I'll tell you what, the nib on this, you know, it's just as good. Because it's the exact same nib as the Premier. So you know, it's personal preference.
Yeah. What I do have to do, Brian, I've been meaning to do this, is do a
here's the green one again.
Do an ink capacity on the eyedropper for the Hudson versus the Premier. That's something that I've been meaning to do, and a couple people have asked, what is the ink capacity with these pens if you convert them to an eyedropper? And I haven't yet done any testing to see what that is. I know it's a lot. Should be the same. Okay. Do you happen to know offhand, Brian, what ink capacity approximately you get with your pens?
Mine is more green than yours. Blame Brian.
What's more green? What are
The green I just held up versus his green. The one he owns. This is less green.
Oh, well, that's through the video. It's not going to be accurate at all. Yeah, the webcam makes these things look crazy.
Love to get the Emerald Hudson, put emerald ink in it. That would be cool. It's like getting the Cobalt Premier and putting basic blue in it. You feel compelled to do it.
Oh yeah.
It's like blend. It's a camouflage. You barely
can't
see
tell.
it.
Just like have the clip showing. It blends in. Looks weird. Looks like I'm wearing a safety pin or something. But no, I've been using.
Just toying in the light.
Bay State blue shirt. Oh boy.
How do you say? Okay, you say you put. Is it? I always look at it and say momiji.
Momiji, yeah.
Momiji. Momiji.
I don't think that's right. I don't know. It's hard. We deal with German stuff, British stuff, Japanese. We're not exactly world travelers.
I'm momiji.
You are momiji.
Momiji.
Yeah.
Momiji. Momiji. I'm never going to remember that.
Momiji.
Momiji.
It's not hard.
Momiji. Momiji.
Momiji. Yeah.
We have to learn French. We have to learn German. We have to learn Japanese.
Yeah. Okay. Momiji. That's one that I haven't used yet. I have used a bunch of the Iroshizuku colors, which are nice. They all write nice and wet. At least the ones I've tried. I've used Konpeki. I've used
Kujaku. Yamaguri, Yamabudo.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Yamabudo. That's a nice one.
Yeah, that's very vibrant.
Yamaguri is what has been in the custom. So if you have a note from me,
wild chestnut.
With Yamaguri, it's the custom 74.
Yeah. We tend so much not to write what pen we're using.
I know.
When we write our notes.
That's
mainly because it just takes a lot of time.
Yeah. Especially because I'm trying to write notes in between Joseph grabbing everything from me.
Yeah.
So, I do what I can.
It's like a stretch even for us to write the ink, but that's kind of important.
Sorry, you need battery.
Oh, I do need battery. Yeah. Can you plug me in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other topic we had was ink syringe uses. Is that a video you have coming?
I already did a video. I posted it.
When?
Friday, I think.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to talk about number 41 brown.
We'll talk about number 41 brown in a second. Well, actually, we'll come back to the ink syringes because we can talk about 41 brown now.
Okay. So, we found out, okay, you guys heard in Nathan's video that he's been having problems sourcing the materials to make his ink in a way that literally won't cause the cost of ink to go up 5 times. I don't know, 5 times, maybe 3 times.
I think he said 5 times.
5 times.
Yeah.
He's basically at the point.
The raw materials.
He's been trying to source alternatives. He's been trying to reformulate it with other materials, but the cost has just gone up so much with the, the dye families and all the different things, because you can't just throw things together to get the same color. It's not just color; it's the properties.
Right.
So, as he said in his video, he'd rather discontinue it than to have to raise the price. And when he says raise the price, again, he's not talking up $5. He's talking 5 times. So as it is right now, we just ran out of number 41 brown. It is not being restocked from Nathan at this time. The distributor is out.
Mm-hmm.
So anywhere you can find it may be the last bottles. I know he's still working really hard on trying to reformulate it.
Yeah.
So it's very, very disappointing.
For the foreseeable future, there will be no more made.
It's an awesome color, but, Nathan, as you heard last week, he's very true to his principles. And, he doesn't want to see a $50 ink. I think...
Are there any other colors in jeopardy?
Polar brown. Polar brown shares a lot of the same dyes and same elements as number 41 brown. And it's not definite at this point, but that may be...
I think it's on the chopping block.
That may be on the chopping block as well. We just stocked up.
He didn't want us to like come out and say these are gonna go because he wanted to get a big rush on
No,
them.
absolutely not. So polar brown is comparable. As far as similar colors or properties, walnut I believe does have
Walnut's
some
a pretty good one.
bulletproof properties.
No.
No. Are there any browns that are bulletproof besides polar brown?
Trying to think off the top of my head.
I'm trying to think too. Standard brown is actually a really good color. You know, walnut, that's darker. That's a nice
Walnut's
color.
good. Kiowa pecan is nice too.
Kiowa pecan's a good one. I'm trying to think if there are any
I don't think
bulletproof
walnut
ones.
is bulletproof. I think walnut is
It's near bulletproof.
somewhat water resistant, yeah.
Yeah, it's near bulletproof.
Yeah.
Oh, Burma red brown. It's not exactly the same color, but it the V-mail series are waterproof.
Yeah.
So when a color is no longer available, will we drop it from our swap shop or will we put it in a separate swap area? I don't know. We've never had this happen.
It's hard to say. I don't think we'll drop it because it's still a color that there's going to be a lot of reviews out there, and you know, there's still going to be bottles of it out there. So it's hard to say. We've had people ask us about putting up things in the swap shop, like things from brands that we don't carry, or you know, things like the Parker Penman inks that are no longer made.
Yeah, I think
and the thing is, we've done that. We put them up, and like an hour after we put them up, we get emails asking,
where can I buy
where
it?
can I buy this? You know, and it's like, oh gosh, this is really frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, we could put a note saying discontinued. I don't want to put it in like a whole separate section because the whole point is to compare it against a live inks or whatever, if you will.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll just keep it in there and just put like asterisk or parentheses saying discontinued or something.
Yeah, maybe if we can put some kind of way to mark it so that it says discontinued.
Yeah, there are a couple.
Because what we don't want to do is go getting a bunch of people excited about inks that are no longer available. That's what the Fountain Pen Network is for.
Yeah. Okay, there are two questions. One, how did the Noodler's Navajo Turquoise do? That's been probably one of the most popular ones of the ink drop. We just restocked.
It's a nice color. We knew it would be popular.
It's a great let me color. Also say too, we ran into some supply problems with some of our ink drop colors.
Oh yeah.
So Marine, I believe, is out of stock.
Majestic Blue is out of stock. There's some inks that we've had.
There's some popular inks that we've had recently that are out of stock. Diamine is not restocking for another 3 or 4 weeks. They're waiting on a shipment from overseas. So I'm really sorry about Marine. You're just going to have to be patient on that. You know, we'll make it available for sale with ink drop discount for a long time, but I'm really sorry. We tried to buy ahead. They just ran out.
It's hard.
A-Clat we just ran out of as well.
In a 30 mil.
In 30 mil. I'm supposed to get restocked soon. Last we ordered, they were out of stock. I'm hoping they've restocked by now.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really sorry about that. And we may run into that problem again with the May. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. There was another good question. How often do people change colors of ink in the pens if you only have one pen? Do ink stain inside the pen? Does this create a problem, or do you have to stay in the same color?
No, you can switch all around to all kinds of colors.
It really just depends on how often you feel like cleaning out your pen. You can put many different colors of ink in the same pen, exactly. You just clean it well. Especially,
it's not at the same time.
Oh, yeah. Especially if you're switching between brands and like inks that have really different properties, you want to clean it really well because you don't want to get like a little essence in there that mixes with something else and then it could, you know, really mess up your pen. And as far as like staining, you know, just clean it well. There are some inks that are more prone to stain than others, but just clean your pens frequently, and I think you'll be all right.
Matilda's asking what is the color in the cartridge that comes with the Pelican Script green colored pen? This is kind of frustrating. We don't actually know. I asked.
Is it a Pelican color?
I don't know that it is. That's what's so confusing because I asked. It's a standard cartridge. It's called the Standard International Long cartridge. That's what comes with the Pelican cartridge converter pens. And I noticed that some of them were blue, some of them were black, and I asked our sales rep, I was like, you know, what ink is in this pen? And he says, well, you know, they all kind of come from the same place for a lot of different manufacturers, and nobody really knows what ink is in the pens. That comes
sort
in the
of a blah blue.
And I'm like, okay, well, what the heck am I supposed to tell people? But it's like, okay, you know what? It just comes with it, and I don't know. So I hope you don't like
Maybe
it.
it's Waterman. I don't know why it would be Waterman. I don't think Pelican and Waterman are affiliated.
I don't know that it's
I don't think it's like
any
a
major brand. I think it might just be kind of a. See, here's what happens. All of the ink cartridges, pretty much in the world, are made in the same place. There's like Slovenia is pretty much the ink cartridge capital of the world. Now, bottled ink is kind of a different story, but I guess something about the way that they make cartridges that's like, you know, I don't know, 95% of all the ink cartridges are made in the same place. So as far as like the cartridges that come stock with certain pens, you know, I don't know for sure that it is that brand's ink in the pens, you know, and maybe it depends on each retailer, or not retailer, it depends on each pen company what they decide to use, but particularly if you've got, you know, a lower cost pen, I wouldn't say that they probably put a lot of emphasis into consistency of the ink cartridges they use in those pens. And I know like Caran d'Ache, for example, with their ballpoint pens, you know, they kind of mix up which size roller ball, or they mix up, sometimes they're blue, sometimes they're black that come with the pen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't think most companies put a whole lot of emphasis on standardization of the cartridges and stuff that come with their pens. That's just my thought, though. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't want to misrepresent any company, make some blanket generalization, but that's just kind of the word that I got about Pelican specifically, was that, you know, they don't really know what color it is. So, sorry about that. Anyway, that was a nice little tangent. Let's see. We got any other questions here that we missed? I know I was blabbing for a while.
Yeah, I kind of zoned out.
Make a table on your website with the pen and ink combination that corresponds with the number you write on the invoice. This would speed up your invoice process.
It would speed up the invoice process,
We thought about that.
but not the website process, because I would have to
Yeah.
update the website all the time. And honestly, like, we change inks and pens
Changing
so
a
frequently.
lot.
I mean, like, here's all our currently inked up pens. So, you know, it's like, crap, I ran out of ink. Okay, grab something else. You know, like,
Yeah.
nah.
I like to switch a lot. So, you know, to try and coordinate and have all these numbers and stuff
Well,
like
I
that.
have to be updating the website constantly.
Well, not only that, but
That's work.
it kind of kills the enjoyment. Then it's like planning, and then it's a job, and I don't want it to be a job.
Yeah.
I just want it
We like to be
like
spontaneous.
more willy-nilly with it. So
If
we'll
you're
just write
really
them.
curious, just ask us and we can tell you. Like, I can tell you that Yamaguri was the Custom 74, and Mueller's Antietam was Hudson, or, you know.
Yeah.
So if you're curious, if you got an invoice and you're curious what it was, you can just ask, and I'm sure we'll be able to remember.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think that was all the...
Yeah.
Maybe the ink
Oh, and just so you guys are curious, this is just the nice pens that we have. We have probably another 30 or 40 scripts.
Is the case one that we sell? How many does it hold? This one holds...
This is a 20
20. We were selling it. We actually just discontinued them, but if you want one, we can special order one for you. Just let us know.
I love these cases, by the way.
These are Aspen leather.
We've been carrying these cases for like almost a year. Probably
How do we get all the pens?
9 or
we
10
just
months.
take one from the orders, or do the companies give us this promotion or something? No.
No, we pay for them.
We pay for them.
They're our personal pens.
No, we write them off as promotional materials because we use them for our reviews.
Yeah, but we pay for them. The company doesn't give them to us.
Yeah, we pay our costs for them.
Yeah.
Sorry to backtrack, just checking out pens on the site. It's the Hudson eyedropper fill. What about the Nouveau?
Yes.
Falcon?
Yes.
Thought about in the info blurb.
Yes.
The Hudson and the Nouveau can be eyedropper fill.
Yeah.
The Falcon...
I think it can.
Really?
Yeah. Somebody just emailed me about it tonight. I actually mentioned it in my video and didn't even think about it because I was just like flipping through the instructions on the Falcon, and it mentioned in there you can use it as an eyedropper. So I need to clarify.
As far as the website goes, I have a lot of work to do with pens in updating all the descriptions. If you look, like, at least the Edison's, I've done it. Like, you go to the product page, and then there's like a little tab for like product specs or something. It has like all the dimensions, all like what type of converters it uses, what type of cartridge you can use, all that sort of stuff. So I've done that with the Edison's. I haven't really gotten to do that with everything else yet, but I'll work on that. And that's really going to be awesome with the we have a product comparison feature we mentioned a couple weeks ago where you can actually like compare the details on two products
Which
side by
we need to
side.
do a video on that.
I know, but I need to finish like the description so that it's usable.
Well, it's usable.
It's not usable to compare like no descriptions.
Well, no, not for pens necessarily, but for notebooks and for...
Yeah. Ink is
hard.
I mean, you're just really comparing swabs, pretty much.
Yeah. All right, let's keep moving here because it's almost 10 o'clock.
Excuse me, guys.
The other thing I really wanted to cover was, well, no, we already talked about the ivory Habanas.
Yeah, and the
That
ink
was something I
syringes you
mentioned.
did a video on.
Oh yeah, I did a video on the ink syringes. I mentioned in the video about doing the feed saturation method, which I've already recorded a video in detail about how to do that process. So that will be coming out, I'm planning on Thursday. So, tomorrow morning will be a reposting of this video. Thursday, I think, will be the ink syringe video. And then Friday, hopefully we're supposed to get the new Habanas on Thursday. I'm going to shoot a video and then hopefully have that up on Friday. So, we'll be rolling right through this week.
And then we're going to take the weekend off because it's your birthday.
Yes.